What up, y'all? What up? Finally on the live. This is our first time in a long time. Late edition, after hours.
The After Dark.
After dark, that's what you called it.
Yeah.
The uncut. That's
Yeah.
what maybe we called it. I feel like the only last time we did this I can remember is like there was a pop-up show.
And we did it afterwards. Yeah.
Like we did it right after like SmackDown. It was like one of our early episodes that we ever did something like this late. But hey, we had people here visiting, birthdays to celebrate, join this nice 70 some odd degree weather in the DMV area. So you can't blame us for enjoying. We have fresh libations, which typically we might have some libations, but at least for me, you might notice me. I'm still probably sipping it. But those are like usually like leftovers from yesterday that I'm just like, I gotta kill this. So, but let's get into this Percy's.
Yeah, the only one that we got is we got the trailer for Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Yes, we did. What you think about it?
It's cool. I'm no more excited for it than I would have been.
Okay,
honestly, because like I told you before, you asked me what movies am I thinking about, and I was like, you got like. I named like 4 movies off the top that I was like, all right, you might be able to talk me into the Odyssey. You know what I'm saying? But like
Christopher Nolan, huge star-studded cast.
Super Mario Galaxy.
Yeah.
And then both of the Marvel movies. That's all I'm really like. I won't even because I'm not an excited person, but at least as far as like looking forward to, I would say I'm excited for Doomsday.
Yeah. And what about Dune?
Well, yeah, that for sure. But we don't know if he's gonna be in Spider-Man. I mean, he might be. So
what you mean?
Dune. Oh, Dune? Well, I told you I watched the first 2. Like, I'm not excited, but like I said, maybe if I
end of a trilogy. Yeah, but I get it. And even for me, like, yes, the movie aficionado. If I've about to say at the end of this month, I'll be seeing like 50 movies so far in like 3 months, which is insane.
And the first season.
Like trajectory that I'm on right now. I can't even imagine what I'm going to end with.
You're going to watch a lot of garbage. Watch some Argyle reruns.
Nah, I've actually seen a lot of good stuff. But yeah, I don't even know what's coming out later this year outside of like a Tom Cruise movie called Digger, which I really like. They put a teaser out there, but it doesn't tell you anything about the movie. So I'm like, all right, like I guess like I just gotta like watch these trailers, but I really can't think of like what I'm like looking forward outside of like the major ones. But this one, the trailer, I was like, this looked really good.
Yeah, got to see depressed Peter basically, like he's dealing with.
I love that shot where he like jumps off like from like the whatever new construction building that they're building, and like you get the inside of his mask, and obviously it's supposed to symbolize the isolation that Peter has after the events of No Way Home, or No Way Home, No Way Home.
Yeah, because
but I also like again like every time we've seen like the inside of the mask in any of like these MCU characters, it has like some type of interface. And I think his was like, what was it, like Karen or something like that?
Yeah, I forgot.
Or whoever it was when he was in like locked in that DC.
Because it wasn't Friday. Friday was the second one,
and Edith Toni was the glasses.
Yeah,
and so it was like I think it was like Karen because he gave some. Either way, like you don't see the interface, and it's just like him inside the mask. And a lot of these knowledgeable, nerd channels, they talk about how like that's like a real mask, not compared to like a CGI mask, because you can actually see him actually like pulling it fully through and how the eyes line up and whatnot. But I had a theory about Spider-Man's placement within the MCU, and I'm like, is he the bridge between the television and the movie world, where he's probably like you probably won't see him in the television show because Tom Holland is too expensive to just be putting on TV like that. I feel like maybe you might get him like on a major like
the climax of like a trilogy on the TV show
or something like that, but like he'll probably be more referenced and whatnot.
He already has been in Daredevil.
I'm talking about like a little bit more in like some of the other like grounded like MCU TV shows, right? Because MCU if the TV show is supposed to be the grounded level of Marvel, and the movies are supposed to be like the more like
world level
threats. Spider-Man is the greatest bridge in between that. He's obviously gonna get movies, but like we already saw in the trailer, he's getting the keys to the city, and I think people were assuming that like that was a new mayor, so something happens to Wilson Fisk, who was mayor the last time we saw in Daredevil. I think I've also heard that she's also like his assistant.
I had a crazy theory before, I think that I mentioned to you before, that Fisk was actually going to become president, or like it would be crazy if he was, because he was talking about how he had higher ambitions. Which, I mean, just being the boss of New York is already bad enough. You already got plenty of, heroes to fight against. So yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, we know he's at Avenger level, like at 100%, and he's also.
And then like they've also aged him up too. Like they're out of college. Like we skipped all 4 years of them being in like MIT and whatnot. So it's like they're like at least 21, 22. In this world. So I'm really excited to see what happens. I don't think Spider-Man is going to be in Secret War, Doomsday. I do think, like, I'm still going to hold on to my thought that, like, we're going to see some type of, like, post-credit scene where, like, the effects of Doomsday taking place in the Spider-Man movies, basically, like, teasing the end of Doomsday. And then you'll see Spider-Man, Tom Holland, in Secret Wars. My other thoughts is, as well, are we running back MJ getting married to her new boyfriend? Because, like we saw, like we went with, Kirsten Dunst's version where she like married J. Jonah Jameson's son, which happened in at least the animated show. I'm sure it's probably happened in the comics. But again, just kind of running that back where it's like I think she knows what happened. Like, I think the memory thing probably wasn't as strong on her because of like their like emotional attachment. And second, I think I've held this feeling since No Way Home, the way Peter and MJ were talking about like their lives together and kind of like forgetting about Ned. I think Ned turns into Green Goblin. I think he turns heel and turns into Green Goblin.
We referenced that before.
Yeah, so. I'm still holding that belief because I think he's gonna be tight that Peter was only like thinking about getting back to MJ and just forgetting about him. Yeah. And I think that puts a strain on the relationship. And maybe that's where you also get the Venom symbiote that's in the MCU now.
There's a lot on the table.
I'm just throwing out, I was like, it gave me, I'm excited for the movie. It's made me think about long-term possibilities of how Spider-Man is being integrated, but, really excited for that movie, and that trailer was really dope. Apparently the most watched stream trailer all time already. It beat out like some of the, I think Deadpool and Wolverine was number one, and I think another one was recent. But yeah, let's start this show.
Doors opening. Step back to allow customers to exit.
The crowd. I wish, hey, Hampton, you're my tag. After dark edition. Equally control the avenue of
followers on our video here on this YouTube channel.
You just got us demonetized. If we were making money, like we're definitely gonna be not serviced on this episode just because it's the late night.
Because it's the after dark.
You just do all that stuff, and they just gotta bleep us out. But episode 89 of the Wrestling Recap podcast, the Santana Moss edition. Any other 89s you want to call? I think that Reggie Wayne.
Yeah, Reggie Wayne.
Yeah,
there's a few.
Reggie Wayne 87.
Yeah.
There's some 89s, but I'm calling it the Santana Moss.
It's fine.
One of the best Washington football players. Steve Smith as well. Two very comparable players I enjoyed. But we got a lot to get through.
Yeah, the AEW Revolution Recap.
Yeah.
We go almost fucking perfect, basically.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you convinced me last second to switch my choice from the Young Bucks to the FTR, because that's what started off the show, and I immediately got the win because the FTR ended up pulling out. I forget if
it was on my plate at all, like because you can't predict. I mean, you can partially think of returns. Like I think that's more so in singles, like the major competition. But like I know Cope and Cage was not on your bingo card. We didn't.
I did mention them, but I was like, I didn't really put them high in the percentage.
Exactly. So like my thought is, if there was like any allusion to like their return, I would keep that on FTR because it's like, oh yeah, that's right. Fucking they killed Edge, gave him a concerto and all that stuff. That's like been his long running beef. And plus, this one was like I said, I'm not mad about it because like I said, this is a 50-50 coin toss. You know what I'm saying? So either way, I was like,
and
this
the
is
Young
like
Bucks are still EVPs in the real sense, so it's like, do they really they don't need the belt?
I think they've done a really good job since the beginning of AEW with not like them like when you think about it as like their company, however much you believe that they don't hog the belts or it never feels like, you know, oh, they just got the belts just to have them. And the same thing with Kenny.
Kenny like that Triple H kind of power.
It doesn't feel like that. Like even Kenny, because Kenny feels like, oh, you're gonna just give the belt to Kenny, right? No, it's Jericho, you know. So, but yeah, obviously, I mean, you got to lead me in with all of this because obviously I wasn't able to see.
Oh yeah, so the beginning of the show was pretty much full of debuts and returns. So, like I said, FTR, Young Bucks, you get the return of Cope and Edge, Cope and Cage,
which sounds a lot better than just Cope by itself. Because Christian Cage has always been fine, or a good name.
Yeah.
And now instead of Edge and Christian, you got Cope and Cage. It's a remodel.
Yeah.
I like it.
But like when Adam Copeland just started going by Cope, it was like, okay, come on. You're just like giving yourself your own nickname.
Yeah.
Then the next match that everyone is banned from ringside, we got this both correct. Toni Storm gets the win, but then we get a surprising, I guess, debut of Ronda Rousey returning to wrestling.
Who asked about this? I didn't ask for it.
Nobody asked for this, and she got resounding a lot of boos. I'm sure it could be played off as a, you know, character and coming in as the heel, but they had a little back and forth, and we'll get into more of Toni Storm when we get into Dynamite. That was pretty big news, but they look like they were gonna have a future spat in the near future.
We were tied with everything else. The only other one, I just want to get this out of the way. The only other one we got wrong was the Don Callis family retaining.
Yes,
And also, I think this is another one of those extenuating circumstances where we can, like, you know, break the fourth wall with, you know, like rumors and stuff like that. Because I think of Mystico as a, you know, CMLL guy, and then it's like, oh, we find out that like he's actually
all elite.
That he's actually signed, like you said, debuts. I mean, they're not necessarily a debut for him.
But it's like your
official member and whatnot. So it's like, oh, if I would have known that. Of course, it's like, all right, well, I would have given more of a chance. I probably still would have gone with Don Callis family.
See, I always thought Mystico, I feel like I've seen him enough on AEW that I'm like, he's on AEW. But great for them. We'll get to that. Next match, also return. And the John Moxley, Konosuke Takeshita, no time limit. AEW Continental Championship.
We were right.
That's correct. Mox retained. No interference, clean match.
Somewhat surprising to me when I saw it. I mean, granted,
but again, like I said, the way Dynamite ended with him not trying to, you know, the rest of the Don Callis family goading Takeshita
to hit him with the chair,
hit him, and he was like, "Nah, I'm gonna do this the right way." I'm like, that, or it didn't play out like that, but I'm like, there's a storyline that they're building about Takeshita being fed up with the Don Callis family and eventually turning into like one of the biggest baby faces on this roster. That, you know, I think they're just slow burning it the way AEW typically likes to do with their storylines. But we also get the return of Will Ospreay.
Didn't bring him up on the card, you know.
We mentioned him as possible championship contender.
Well, yes, of course, because we knew that he's at the top.
Yeah, he's coming for Moxley's Continental Championship.
That don't make sense.
We'll talk about it. AEW's women. Well, I was saying on Dynamite too, because he was on Dynamite. Right. He called him out, and they had their spat. We did get this correct title change. AEW's Women's Tag Team Champion, the Mega Crosses, we're labeling them.
Oh yeah, Divine Dominion is their
Divine Dominion. Okay.
Yeah, I just threw that together.
Got the win over the Babes of Wrath, which frees up Willow. I didn't get my prediction of my fantasy booking of Harley turning on
her. Yeah, I was like, no way.
Hey, I think that storyline could still be played out because Harley is like, yo, that was my first title belt, and you over here happy go lucky all the time, and you got 2 belts and all this stuff that like you didn't care enough about defending our belts. You know how much this means to me that I gotta take your belt. That storyline is still in play. I'm still calling that.
Okay.
Let Harley be a heel.
I mean,
she'd be fun.
I'm not saying she wouldn't be. I think she would be good as a heel, but I think she's got like some like, I don't know, Hurricane Helms to her, like just a lovable loser, you know. And you know, we just love her because she tries her best, almost like Yeah, I think that's just a good enough description. Probably her closest other description probably be like Maxine.
Yeah.
Like not character wise, but like I think my level of appreciation for them and like rooting for them. But yeah, because they're both so young in wrestling too. So
yeah, I get it. Brody King versus Swerve Strickland.
Got his face fucking house called.
Yeah.
Yep.
But again,
probably
this
the most predictable.
But you're coming back with a singles match with no stipulations when they've been using, chains throughout their entire kind of beef so far. It's like, they're going to have to come up with a chain match.
Yeah. Second most predictable in my mind on this card.
Okay. Have we gone through the first? No,
we're about to right now because I already mentioned the Don Callis family one. Oh no, I'm not going to disrespect the women. Tekla retained.
Yeah,
and a 2 out of 3 falls, which I would like that because I was like, they're clearly like giving the stipulation advantage in this to make us believe. But I'm like, nah, dog. I'm fucking with Tekla. I'm like character wise, no offense, Stat. I love Stat, but character wise, she's got all of it. What about you?
I love Tekla. Yeah. Like I think just like her as a character and just like her being his champ, even though she might have that small stature that we talk about, like within just like naturally within the women's division, is like sometimes it just kind of hurts because it's like you can't work. You have to always play the underdog role whenever you play. Like with Tekla, I don't have that because even though she might be like normal women's height, like maybe like 5'5", or like 5'6", or whatever. Like she's a complete badass. Yeah, and I think with her and with Julia Hart and Sky Blue and the Triangle of Madness, like that's someone that's a group, and her as specifically as women's champion that will enjoy watching dominate the women's division, similar to like Fatal Influence on like NXT, where it's like you have really good heels, and I think. Obviously, Sky Blue and Julie Hart, I put them above Fallon Henley and not Kendall Grace, but
Fallon Henley and Laney Gray.
Laney Reed.
That's right. That's you said Gray. That's what I got
I'm happy for Tekla.
The most predictable on this entire show was Andrade and getting the win over Bandito.
And this is labeled as the best match on the card.
I could believe, for sure.
Meltzer apparently gave it a 5-star for whatever you take that worth. I'm pretty sure Bleacher Report gave it like an A+.
This was the one.
This is the match of the card.
This was the one match because I saw that, and this was the one match I was able to watch because I was looking at the Bleacher Report, live reviews as I'm at work, and I saw the grade was like you said an A+ or whatever.
Yeah,
and I'm like, oh, of course it is, and I was able to. Get a clip, no commentary, but that's the match where you don't need commentary, though. You know what I'm saying? So watching him do the Andrade's prone, and he hits the deadlift 21 plex when that's like crazy. Like that's not what you're thinking he's gonna do, but that's in the repertoire. Fuck it, you laying down, I can still get this move off.
So we're getting call outs. Obviously, we talked about like the advantage that we have for Andrade here is that like this again. Another singles match, nothing really on the line.
Yeah.
This obviously makes him number one contender
for Ring of Honor
Championship, but does this also put him in a place to challenge for the AEW World Championship? Spoiler alert, Speedball calls his shot out for the AEW Championship. You already know you have Swerve trying to get there. Hangman's, spoiler alert, not able to do that ever again. Brody King, and there was someone else on Dynamite that also cut out their shot. Darby also called out his shot. So are we throwing Andrade at least within the B tier? Of contenders, because I would even put like Brody King maybe like standing at the line of B and A.
Because really what it makes me think of, I like the picture right now with MJF as champion because it makes me think of like the Mortal Kombat ladder.
Yeah.
Like you got to go up the ladder. Like, I mean, granted, he's at the top, but it's like you have your power rankings.
Yeah.
Like in kayfabe. So
would you keep Andrade in B or is he in A?
Andrade's in B.
Okay.
He's in B. Like Swerve just knocked.
He just knocked Brody out of A. Challenger, but not like the long-term challengers. We were talking about the Final Four of like, obviously Hangman's out. Eventually, maybe Ospreay, even though he's at the Continental, but like we know for sure it's Swerve.
Yep. Kenny
for
sure. Darby.
You put Darby in the top 4, final 4?
Yeah, because he's one of, like you said, one of the pillars. Or like what that was the phrase.
Yeah,
like he's always
again,
featured.
stature
He's always
and
featured.
just the crash test.
He's always a featured
It's
guy.
like that's like Mankind winning the championship. It's like,
That's gonna be
this
crazy.
is not shit, or Daniel Bryan. Like, this should not happen.
Yeah, Darby's
but
gonna
like
win
he's
the AEW
obviously
title.
he is such a fan favorite and a AEW loyal diehard that like you can't go through your history of your company without this motherfucker
without bringing up Darby for
winning the AEW championship.
Yeah.
Even one time.
Yeah. His first
and
title
he loses it in 3
crazy.
weeks. It doesn't fucking matter. He did it.
That belt's gonna look gigantic.
Yeah.
But,
so okay, I could believe that, but I feel like he's not winning it. But like, you're gonna give me you're gonna give me like Jeff Hardy like point where I'm like, I believe this dude will eventually win the title.
Mm-hmm. I believe he like Tony thinks of him in that way. Like he will.
Oh, for sure. Like I said, you're not gonna be able to tell the story of Darby Allin the way Tommy Dreamer is looked at
in ECW.
In ECW is what Darby Allin is. Yeah. It's like you can't tell the story of AEW without talking about Darby Allin. Mm-hmm. As much as we might not enjoy all the time his death-defying risk, that we were like, bro, like I get it, but you don't need to do this.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like that's his style, that's his gimmick, and it works. It gets the people over, and he's doing it as safe as possible. Like this dude climbed Mount Everest. Not very few people can ever do that.
Exactly.
We might want to talk about doing that, but like we are not physically fit to do that.
We didn't train to do that. We didn't do that climbing course or nothing.
And he did that and came back and did some wrestling.
Yep.
After all the skateboard falls and real life that he's taking and stuff like that, like this dude, spoiler alert, crashed a car. Legitimately, like crashed a car like a stunt driver. Like,
spoiler alert, my champion of the week. Right there.
I didn't even know that, but yeah. Okay, so Darby, Kenny, Swerve, who's the 4?
Darby's Kenny, Swerve. Not Brody, he just got knocked down. It would be Mox, that's why he put Mox with the Continental. Takeshita.
Or no.
But he would be slotted
for
Okada. Definitely Okada. He's main eventer, but I mean he's international title winner. So
yeah, but like you gotta imagine like him and Takeshita eventually are gonna feud after Mox, and
maybe
he's gotta you gotta have at least 3 matches before this nigga gets tired of it, and then or not tired of it, but like at least like moves on. So like I'm going to go after. Maybe he loses. No, he's got to at least fight him twice before he feels like I got to move on.
To Okada. You want 2 Okada versus Mox matches, you're saying?
No, I'm talking about Takeshita.
Takeshita versus Mox?
I think Takeshita eventually beats Mox.
Okay.
I'm still holding on to that.
Yeah, hopefully.
Though I can see Takeshita. I can see Ospreay obviously winning. Shit. Ospreay coming after the Continental makes it a little bit challenging. Originally, before Ospreay, I would have said Takeshita is easily taking out Mox, but again, Takeshi's already lost twice to Mox.
This is where
for the title.
This is where Tony wants the Continental to be,
because and no time limit because you went 20 minutes and it was draw pretty much, and you went no time limit and still lost clean.
Yeah, facts. But this is where Tony has Mox in his mind, where it's like, yo, this guy is like once again carrying like a whole division where not just that, but I mean in the sense of like, you know, establishing the reign of a title, like the lineage of that title is very strong.
Yeah.
Even though it starts with like Eddie Kingston, you got Okada and then Mox, like who's turning face as we speak, or is a face now, basically. So, and like you make the title by the matches and the people challenging for it. It feels like a world title, you know?
Let's continue through this card. We still got to go. Darby. I was actually surprised this was the second to last match, but I guess it makes sense with the final match. Being MJF and Hangman, because it's like the best bathroom break that you could probably have. Even though it's a great match, obviously stellar stuff. But the fact that there's really nothing on the line, no title, no nothing. But it's like you're gonna have a great match, but you're gonna have 40 minutes. Of of MJF and Hangman. It's like, all right, we don't want to be misogynistic and put a women's match here.
Yeah.
Because they don't really, the only one they probably could have done was Toni Storm and Marina Shafir, but it's like, nah, like we need, I mean, you got Ronda coming out. You don't want the stadium to be empty for that.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna put that segment last, especially when you know you got 40 minutes. Which this is, if I had a Reggie for this, let's talk about MJF and Hangman before
so
I get
you
to my
can talk
Reggie.
about it because, like I said,
okay, stellar match. Again, this is one of my things that I generally, personally, don't care for in AEW. Is just the gratuitous of violence. But that's just me being a woke leftist. Where I'm like, yeah, I grew up watching Mankind getting smashed in his head by The Rock with 16 chair shots, or like, you know, Mankind doing all this crazy stuff. But I'm like, at this point, I'm like, bro, like, you don't need to do this. So like the syringes
are great. I love that because that's also clean violence. We all know what that pain is. That's nothing but pain. There's no damage.
And I'm sure they're putting water,
so that's really safe.
Water or saline, whatever. But as the fact that like I gotta go back and rewatch whenever they do it. But like, I'm sure, do they pull them shits out? Like,
I mean, well, the first time they did it was,
is it packaged? That's all I care.
The first time they did it was packaged. I remember it was blood and guts, and it was was it the Young Bucks? I remember because Swerve was the one that took it. It was through Swerve's mouth, and he got kicked in the face, and I was like, Jesus Christ! And that's the first time I ever saw it.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
So I didn't see it this time either. But
I gotta go back and rewatch it. But I'm like, as long as it's packaged or like done, obviously it's done in a safe manner. But I'm just like, knowing that, like, yo, you sticking a needle in somebody's mouth, and like that's where the kayfabe kind of takes over, where it's like, you know, it's like water or like saline or something that has no chemical imbalance. Nothing damaging. But it's just like, bro, like this dude is doing it with malicious intent.
Yeah.
Like, how are we not like arresting this nigga? Like, why is this match still going on?
Yeah.
Like, what is happening?
What's your grade for it, though? The whole show?
Oh no, so. Show?
Yeah, for the whole
one
show.
of the best shows that they put on.
Give me a letter.
A+.
Oh, okay, because Bleacher Report had it at B+. I was just wondering what you
well, I would say actually A, but again, I was also watching the Oscars at this point. So by the time the Hangman and MJF, that's honestly one of the only matches that I watched that I wasn't dual screening, because I had the Oscars on the main TV and I was watching this on my tablet. But no, I mean, I caught a lot of this, and no, I caught all of it. I watched all of it from front to back.
Yeah.
I would say it's an A show.
Okay. Not for nothing, just because I'm like, man.
Not A+, because again, when I think A+, that's All In last year.
Yeah. Because I was going to say, like, man, Revolution, low-key, because I was gonna bring up All In. All In is their mania, but I'm like, man, Revolution, I had his show of the year last year.
Yeah.
And
I didn't expect this show to be this good.
And even before that, it was like, I would say probably it was show of the year 2 years in a row for AEW, which I just think is funny because it's WrestleMania season, right? Or this is the time versus, you know, All In being in August, which All In still feels huge and great and everything. But I was just saying that I'm like, yo, Revolution, I'm jealous because I'm like, this is the one where I'm like, I wanted to really watch this.
Like Shaq, I'm sorry, I wasn't familiar with your game, Revolution. Two things I would probably put at shake. One is more personal. One is more of just like like both were personal feelings, obviously. But like one is, I think they blew their load putting 3 returns back to back to back.
Lot, yeah.
To start the show.
Oh, all in a row.
Like I said, like when this card came out, when we made the predictions, they're not in order because I don't know the card. And then as the matches are happening, I put them in order. So this is how the card played out. So the first 3 matches are return, debut, return.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's tough. Like that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. Second, we watch AEW, but I don't think we'd watch it as in maybe personally me. I maybe this is just showing that like I'm showing to the fans that like, yo, I've been watching, like I said, it was my show of the year last year. So I am watching AEW. Yeah. I do care what's happening. I'm invested more than I've ever been in AEW. So credit to them. So I'd probably not even shake. I'll probably give it as a
okay.
I should not be 9-1. I should be 8-2 because I should be 8-2, but we should not be this.
That's funny to bring that up.
We should not be this hit. Like we would both. This would be a tie if you didn't make me flip.
Yeah,
last second.
Yeah.
But the fact that even naturally we would both be 8-2 on an AEW 10 card list.
Yeah.
wild.
You're right about that. I think that's where it's saying that it's shake because the thing about AEW is that it's not predictable.
Yeah.
Like WWE. Like I feel like I said before, I was like, oh, you ready to bomb this fucking
prediction? Exactly. And I was like, yeah, like 10 over 5 easily.
And I still,
like, I'd be fine if I'm 1-4 on WWE and be surprised because I'm like, yo, WWE is way more predictable on their booking than AEW. AEW, I'm like, I'm genuinely 50-50 on a lot of these. Like, I would not have been surprised if Marina Shafir pulled this shit out.
Yeah.
Knowing what happened with Toni on
the only reason I picked Toni was because I was like, she's like Cody. She's like the one.
Yeah, she's Cody. You know what I'm saying?
AEW, so I was like, the work that Marina's been putting in, the more they've been featuring her, the more I've been loving her. So,
but the same thing, if this was WWE, Young Bucks are winning that.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
So
that's true. Yeah.
But my Reggie, not my Reggie. Yeah, my Reggie is this show started 8:00 Eastern. The Oscars started at 7, which is unusual. Started at 7. Finished around 10:45. This show started at 8.
Yeah.
The full show, main show started at 8. 0 hour was at 7.
7. Yeah. The main event started at midnight, right?
Finished at 12:30 on a Sunday night.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do that, this is the main show is 4.5 hours. The pre-show, an hour.
Yeah.
Which, led into with new national champion.
Oh, yeah.
Jack Perry.
Yeah.
Winning the Battle Royale. But 5.5 hours of wrestling by itself, egregious.
4.5, yeah.
No, 4.5 of the main.
Yeah. With
the 0 hour.
Yeah.
5 hours.
How much
5.5 hours. They were actually really affordable.
That's what I was gonna say.
They're less than $100.
And you can't argue with that.
You could get there were some seats that I saw at like $90. Yeah. Obviously, you can get some really good seats that I saw for like $90.
If one of AEW's big 4 or like Grand Slam, that's one of their big TV shows. Like, we got to go to that shit.
5 hours, fine. You don't do it on a fucking Sunday night. That's Saturday.
Gotta go to work.
Saturday night. Yeah, East Coast, bro. Like watching a Laker game at 10:30 is enough, and having that finish at 12:30, 1 o'clock.
Yeah,
and then you setting up watching Inside the NBA.
Crazy
on a Sunday night. No, I'm sorry.
I can't deal with
you're
this.
competing with the Oscars. WWE ain't running the show. Run it on. There was no reason for them to not run this on Saturday night unless there was something locally that was happening in that stadium that, like, the Jonas Brothers or BTS or somebody that it was like, no, we got Saturday on lock. But that is a Reggie to me. That I was like, as much as great this card is, like, yo, it's 12:30.
I can imagine
that's way too much. 4.5 hours of wrestling. That's way too much on a Sunday night.
I'm thinking the diehards that was really out there because the 0 hour being at the smaller venue, like next to it, and then starting the show.
No, it was in the same.
Oh no, it wasn't the same. Yeah,
it's the same venue.
Never mind. I'm tripping. Yeah, I remember the show started. And it was actually still going, but never mind. But either way, 6 hours of you getting your as a their fan. Bruh,
like a quarter of a day.
That's great. That's great because you go into concessions like twice at least
on a Sunday night. Though, like, I'd rather. They were in LA. That show finished at 10 o'clock.
Dang, yeah, they've been in that bitch for at minus 3 hours. So 4. They started at 4.
4.
Yeah. Dang, yeah, that's a good. And they still went out to the club after that. You can go out to
almost 3 o'clock because of the 0 hour.
That's West Coast.
I'm just saying, like, as an East Coaster, that fucking sucks. Because I'm like, nigga, like, I got work the next morning at 12. Like, this show finished at 12:30.
It is great because the world runs on the East Coast of the United States, but it is so much better. Like, living on the West Coast.
They say the best time zone for sports is Mountain Zone.
Yeah, waking up and watching, like, cooking your breakfast and watching
Sunday football. Exactly. 1 o'clock game starting at 11 o'clock. Or like 10 o'clock, whatever it is.
I'm watching that shit in the afternoon.
Oh, man. Well, first time I ever went to California, I saw a Wizards game. They were playing, I think, Sacramento, but like Sacramento was over at the Wizards. That game at DC starts at 7 o'clock, was 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
They finished that game, and I was able to watch another game, and it was only like 9:30, and I watched the entire basketball slate. I was like, this is amazing. This is amazing.
I'm not tired good shit right now.
That's AEW Dynamite though. Not Dynamite. Revolution.
Yep.
9-1. I win. I'm up on the season by 1. Over back 100. 500. 8-7-11. You're 7-8-11. Season overall, I'm 13-20 and 14. 20, 13, and 14, and we're down to our last.
That's our overall at the bottom, right?
Yeah. For both seasons. Yeah.
Okay.
We only have what 3 more. We have Stand and Deliver, Dynasty.
Was 2 days of Mania.
Dynasty's the 12th, 15th, and then
2 days of Mania.
And 2 days of Mania. So we have 4 points available left over for us for me to end the season.
And that's funny because this is actually the first year that we're going to see the entire pay-per-view slate. We'll actually be able to like add it up, or just add 4 to however many pay-per-views there is right now that we've been predicting. Actually, but
anyway,
to slide over to Monday, I had a current event. Or Time Jump News, actually.
Yeah, this popped up on my YouTube feed, but I added it to my Save and Watch, but I didn't watch it.
Yeah, I meant to, because I watched it last week, and I meant to bring it up. And it's cool. It's the legacy of Rey Mysterio Sr. From PBS SoCal. We love some PBS.
I watched a 2-minute preview when, hover over a YouTube tile, and they show you like the 1.5-minute preview.
Yeah.
I was like, let me add this to my Save to Watch, but I still haven't watched it yet.
Then you get some profiles like this on PBS. PBS be trying to educate
PBS
people.
SoCal. Shout out. When I saw that, I was like, hell fucking yeah.
Our president was like PBS.
This is the second thing that I've actually saved to my watch later from PBS SoCal about like wrestling, because I think they're doing something within talking about lucha history and whatnot. So shout out to them. I've been meaning to watch this. You liked it?
Yeah. Not to be too deep on it or nothing. It was just a 8.5-minute video, but it was cool because it was following, Rey Mysterio, El Hijo del Rey Mysterio Sr., which is his actual son. The Rey Mysterio Jr. that we know on WWE is his nephew. So they're cousins. But yeah, it was just him like talking about how he's still, keeping he doesn't want his father's legacy to be forgotten, but it's him doing his own thing still, usual, luchador talk stuff, love for the game, all that good stuff.
Yeah,
so
I'm definitely
and like you said, it's not a guy that we know. We know his nephew, who's like the most famous luchador in the world.
Ever.
Ever. So but yeah, we can watch that later. But that was cool.
Let's get into the flagship show, Monday Night Raw. I enjoyed this show. 2 great things. One, I might be overhyping a little bit, but again, I think what they did with it was great. But I'll start with the best match on this card and my top thing on this show. Penta retaining his Intercontinental Championship against Dragon Lee. I think this was originally supposed to be someone else. I'm blanking on who that was supposed to be, but they were out. And Dominic. He's actually out with concussion. I think protocol. So
he was trying to get a rematch.
Dragon Lee ended up taking the place, and Dragon Lee is along, in my opinion, with Kiana James,
a high riser.
Well, obviously he's much more experienced and quote unquote talented compared to Kiana James. But I think from what he's done this so far to 2026, he's definitely been putting on basically some of the best matches.
Basically since AJ got retired.
Again, the fact that he made me believe that
the
fact that he made me believe that he could possibly beat Gunther is a testament in itself. And then again, I almost thought you might have been able to pull this out.
So if that
against Penta, so I was like, yo, this was a great match, and the way Penta is able to pull off the Mexican Destroyer.
Oh yeah.
So for last week he did a springboard.
Turning
this
around,
time he just kind of did it off the ropes, just bouncing off the ropes, just it was like a snap.
Yeah.
Mexican Destroyer. That is just the fact that you're kind of able to RKO this, where it's you're able to kind of just pull this shit out of nowhere.
Yeah, we start doing some destroyers out of nowhere. That's gonna be an insane.
That's how
t-shirt.
I feel like they're billing it to me. It's he's able to pull this Mexican Destroyer out on any way possible, and so you got to be head on a swivel.
I just thought of the next spot. It's the Destroyer jumping out of the ring when the opponent is standing on the outside. So he jumps out, and it looks like not a crossbody, but a senton. But they got to catch him. It's got to be somebody strong,
Braun Breaker.
Yeah, Braun Breaker could be or Bronson Reed if he was healthy.
Yeah, I don't know. You think you can get the flip on Bronson Reed like that?
Oh, I think it's more so about the strength.
Yeah,
because he's got to catch Penta by his legs. So
I'm just thinking about Bronson doing the flip on that. I'm like, yeah. But I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Anyway.
But no, yeah. Best match of the night. Again, Dragon Lee has been stellar to me, the 2026. And for different reasons. Again, I'm not equating Kiana James because, again, she's still learning to a degree. Obviously, I'm sure this nigga has been wrestling since he came out the womb. But I'm just saying, like, those two have been my favorite as far as, like, people I'm like, that's been catching my eye in 2026. Most improved, uppies.
Yeah,
contenders for both of them.
I'd say because Dragon. I was gonna say Dragon Styles again. Dragon Lee has been around for at least like 2 years, if not longer than that. But I was gonna say that this is probably AJ's last gift to WWE, then, because
and I like him using the Styles Clash.
Yeah, exactly. So my thought is like we really got Dragon Lee over more so, like getting him separated from LWO and, like you said, the world's worst mentor, Rey Mysterio.
Yeah,
and getting with AJ Styles. And guess what?
Manipulator.
Happens? You win the WWE Tag Team Championships. Your boy gets retired, but you're on a rocket, and fans are into you now. So, and your stock is going up according to fans. So
shout out to
thank you, AJ.
Shout out to them.
Or Dragon should be saying that. Yeah.
Other Primo.
This is angle of the night for sure.
Yeah, and it's honestly like this should be typically probably like a mid, maybe even a shake because of the predictability of it. Of just like we knew
you gotta see it, dog.
Oba Femi was going to challenge Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, open challenge or not. I love the fact it's not a shake because I love the fact that they're not bullshitting us and saying like drawing this out to the night of WrestleMania and just waiting like who's gonna come out. Like nigga, we knew it was gonna be fucking Oba Femi. So that bumps it up to mid that you didn't fucking waste our time drawing this shit out. And you just kind of told us what the Mania match is. It gets Primo because the fall from grace that he gave him was perfect. It made him look like a legitimate threat to Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar just took something that he ain't never felt before, foot on his chest, hand pointed to WrestleMania. It's like, yeah, I can't wait to see that match, and I'm still hoping that nigga, what he did to him on Monday night, that nigga just repeats that shit. Like, he might hit an F5, and I hope he fucking bench presses this nigga off of him, and just, like, I hope there's, like, an Undertaker level WrestleMania 30, Brock Lesnar
handing that over. Yeah.
Handing him over.
Yeah. You lucky I didn't put this in top shelf. That's where this is for me, because, once again, you already said it. He ain't never felt that before. So just the image of that, the reason that I can't put it like even higher, because presidential got to be him smashing him at WrestleMania. Like if he goes in there and smashes him at Mania,
suplex cities him at WrestleMania, that's presidential.
I think if he just wins in general, it's out already top shelf.
Yeah,
but because there's no way that like if you're just a WWE fan, you would.
I would say if he wins in general as a Primo, he's got to smash him for me to put top shelf.
I don't think so, because it's a changing of the guard. At that point in time, we're gonna know that if he wins, regardless, that's gonna be a changing of the guard in that position.
Did Brock smash Undertaker?
He smashed him, dude. He smashed him.
Why can't Oba have that?
I mean, because he's Brock, and I mean, come on now. I mean,
he's Undertaker.
Yeah, I know. I hope so. Hey, that's what we pulling for.
Yeah,
put a black man in that position. You know what I'm saying? Like. That'd be fire.
But no, yeah,
see,
the look of him
toss.
giving him the fall for grace, I was like, Brock, that's why you're a Hall of Famer.
He hasn't been up that high since
it's the fact that, like,
that's the last time he was up this high.
You like Brock, as much shit he might get, obviously personal. I'm not talking about personal. I'm just talking about just like him as a talent on the WWE roster. Like, you can't fault that man will sell.
Yeah,
and he's one of the best sellers in wrestling history. He's like he sells, and he sold that shit perfectly. The way that looked made Oba Femi look like
super
the
over
ruler, the destroyer. Yeah. Everything that Oba Femi talks about, what he talks about being, he made him. He put him over, and just went like that, and it already made you be like, yeah, that's one of the Mania matches that I want to watch.
He has that Kevin Owens quality,
as predictable as we could be.
The main like badge that Kevin Owens has would be prize fighter. I would say that's the same thing that Brock has. Like you said, when the lights are on, when it's Mania, SummerSlam, that type of shit, and it's like Roman or Cody or like, the clear superstars, that's when it's like, oh yeah, he can give you a match of the year contender. I mean, it never will be because it's WWE.
Yeah.
But, in the WWE sense, it could be a match of the year contender. But
2 primos for us on the flagship show. Let's get into our mids. Randy had a quick promo. Actually,
He was
it was supposed to be a promo. He was supposed to have an interview with Michael Cole through Zoom, which looked like it was done on 360p or what did Diesel used to say?
No.
240p because I like my Pinot blurry.
Exactly. 240p.
But yeah, terrible.
480 is the minimum for the people out there.
Yes. 480p. Yeah, Randy was supposed to have an interview with Michael Cole, but then he was on a phone call when we first jumped to him, and he's just thanking somebody. We don't know who that is. A lot of speculation of who is Randy talking to, and I just like how this new attitude, and it picks up on Sunday. Not on Sunday, but on Friday Night SmackDown. But yeah, I thought this was short, sweet, but it got to the transition of Randy talking about like, I don't even want to do this interview no more. We done.
It's funny because once again, you're just gonna run through this, and I'll give you my thoughts. But like as you're describing that, I would like the thought of like Randy being so schizophrenic for the title that like it manifests in like him answering the phone. Like the voices are on the phone too, like he's talking to them literally.
Yeah, maybe.
Like,
It could be a placebo. Yeah. We're like, I get what you're saying. Some people think maybe The Rock.
Yeah.
Could be Triple H, but it's like Triple H is like we're too much into the Unreal era. That's like we know Triple H is sitting backstage, so why are you talking to him on the phone like that? But it's like, Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman's out indefinitely.
Yeah,
apparently with after
getting his ass beat
by Seth. I like that the end there. I hope this is not a throwaway, and I hope they build on this intrigue of like who Randy was talking to. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. Mid just to see the curiosity, but I hope it's not a throwaway.
Yep. So you had Steph and Raquel next?
Yeah, Steph and Raquel. Raquel, again, I'll add to most improved. But this is like, honestly, she probably was in that list last year. But like Raquel's matches are great. She's great. She's ever since Kevin Nash made that comment. I don't know if it's a direct correlation, but ever since Kevin Nash made that comment about her wrestling style and just like you're a big, play as a big, and stop like selling like you're a small person, she's really hit another level. And yeah, this match is predictable, which is why it's in mid, but I can't fault Raquel and her storyline. I really want her to like get her moment. I hope like her moment, at least for right now, the way I'm projecting it, is her costing Liv
at Mania
and turning on her. And I think it's funny because maybe it's like a Nia kind of Alexa Bliss situation, when Nia was getting kind of like fat shamed by Alexa Bliss, or not, I guess fat shamed, but she was
basically, she was.
Yeah. I don't know how a Raquel face like championship reign or championship run is gonna work. I think it might be a little too stale. That I think like you want to keep that bad mommy, but it's like I don't know if she's Rhea in that sense where you could be a face and be like the bad this, or like, we call it big sexy. But like I don't know if you could do big sexy as a face compared to like Rhea doing like mommy.
I think you could. Face. I think you could if it was for the IC title. That's what I said before. I was like, I think she should be the Rhea of the IC division or that mid card title.
But if Liv is gunning for the
I know
World Heavyweight Championship,
I'm swerving against your booking.
I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
We get a big happy judgment day version 3.0.
Is Liv that big where like if Raquel was to turn on her, that would make Liv a face and Raquel remain as the heel?
No, I think Liv is too much of a bitch. Well, she's dripping in heel. So
yeah, but like again,
Raquel would definitely get cheered if she turned on Liv for sure.
I guess that's if they like
if they go with that booking,
if they clearly are building her as supposed to be the face.
All you need is like Liv to like. I mean, you need Raquel to overhear Liv talking trash about her, like call her a big back.
Sure, yeah.
That's all you need.
A big
back. Her a big back.
That's hilarious. No, but yeah, shout out to Raquel. Obviously, like she's probably like she was definitely like low nominee because I guess it started a little bit later, but like again, I'm here for Raquel
Mhm.
to win either Intercontinental or hopefully if it gets, especially if it's against Liv, Women's World Heavyweight
Yeah.
Championship.
She'll win against Liv. Yeah, I mean that's her most history. Next, you had Punk and Roman. They get their face off again.
Yeah, not as good as their other ones, which is Primos that we've given them the last few weeks. But yeah, we got the first physical confrontation between Roman and Punk this week. Roman basically calling Punk old.
We're 3 weeks out from Mania. That's April
1920.
19th. Oh no, 4 weeks. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, he first physical contact. Roman called Punk old. Punk was originally apologizing for talking about his family, but basically turned it back against him. But then Roman called him old. That got in Punk's feelings. That was a right punch, and Roman just kind of lays back and just kind of like smiles menacingly, talking about like, "See, I got you. I got you under your skin, and you're feeling some type of way." So not as good as the other stuff, but it's like there's a demarcation of like first physical contact. Like if you're trying to build the Rock Stone Cold promo, it's like this is something that you throw into the highlight reel.
Besides, because like you said, it's been 2 primos in a row in a week. Or I mean, 2 primos in a week.
2 out of 3 weeks. So last week was Usos, but
okay, yeah. Are we at the point, besides teasing Bloodline again, besides that, is there anything that they can do to make you want to see it more? Because I was going to say this is probably like, just give me the
only
match
person
now.
that's probably wrestling in these 4 weeks is Punk.
Mm-hmm.
Roman's not being in a match.
No, for sure.
So it's like, is Roman going to come out and interfere and cost Punk in a match? And like, what match is going to be enough for him to be costing him? Like, or do you hospitalize?
Punk goes on the offensive because
does Roman hospitalize Punk?
Punk goes on the offensive against the Usos, and that's
Usos need it. I guess they're tag champs, but I guess maybe they're preoccupied that they end up losing their tag champs.
Do we have a tag team match for them right now in Mania?
They might be able to lose it on Raw.
I mean, sure, maybe, but that's just my thought.
But I'm just I would not want them to be. I'd rather Punk be hospitalized until like the night of Mania and being cleared. If I was to fantasy book it, it's like Roman like does something egregious and like hospitalizes Punk. But I guess you're doing that with kind of Cody right now with Drew.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, take Punk out, have him off TV for 4 weeks, like literally get like clear. Like we're in the locker room, backstage, Mania. Like Roman's already out in the ring, and we have a camera backstage.
Bringing back what I'm talking about.
And we have the we have the doctor clearing him. We see the doctor clearing him, and then we see him walk from the back all the way through Gorilla, come out. And then he's coming up like tape ribs, like barely cleared, going out to defend his title against Roman Reigns.
He losing. But yeah. Good booking though.
Like that'd be awesome. But yeah.
Let's start the sprint though.
I don't know. Yeah, like I said, this is the Mania match that we want to see, and they're doing a great job of making it. As far as the other stuff that they've done early in the week, the past weeks is not up there with it. So mid. Shakes, I want to get through quickly. AJ beat Bayley for retaining her Intercontinental Championship. Afterwards, Becky jumps AJ. Great match. I understand the significance between AJ and Bayley individually as like real people and what this match means to them and whatnot. I forget who looked up to who. Was it Bayley that looked up to AJ?
Probably, yeah. She's younger.
It's crazy to say. But yeah, it just shake because predictable, but I'm also like I worry about Bayley and what's her thing. Though she has.
You said she jumped AJ though, so heel turn.
No, Becky jumped AJ.
Oh, yeah, I'm thinking Bayley.
Yeah, Becky jumped AJ. But like backstage, the Bayley and Lyra got a little verbal confrontation with the Kabuki Warriors, and it seems like they're kind of get back into the tag team championship race for that. So maybe there might be again not rumored, but at least we've been positioning TLC women's match at Mania. Maybe they're in there. Danhausen versus Grayson.
I saw this.
Maybe Kofi. I'm not sure. Did he get both of them? He got.
No, I think he just got Grayson.
Okay,
that's what I like about it. Is like the silliness of kayfabe.
Yeah.
You know, like the fact that we get Kofi, like you said, Kevin Owens, his gimmick was like he's the only one who actually watches the show. Kofi knows what's happening. Like when he's like, "No, I see these curses going around." Now.
Yeah.
So he throwing Grayson right in front of him. I like that. And that was also directly after Javon Evans. We got a follow up from that because
he turned him down and whatnot. So that was fun.
For joining the new
last thing, I didn't see this, but I read this on the Bleacher Report. Theory was talking to Maxine. So Maxine was in a one-on-one match with Natalia, lost. Natty, I should say, lost. And then backstage, I think it was during the Lyra and Bailey talking to Kabuki Warriors. Back behind them, you could see apparently Theory talking to Maxine.
Okay.
So maybe joining the Vision. You know,
we need a new look Vision. Seth ain't in the Vision no more. Vision ain't in the Vision. So.
But hey, I wouldn't be mad at Maxine being in the Vision and like adding that little bit of that Paul Heyman shine and kind of grit and just like I'd like to see Maxine being a heel because we call her our snowflake and you know it's just like affinity for Maxine and she
make her dangerous somehow
or just give her some attitude that just
exactly.
feels a little bit more like gritty but Shake keeping a watchful eye on it even though I didn't actually see it. Anything else for Raw?
No, that's it.
I think this middle week we're gonna be pretty light on because I don't have much for NXT or Dynamite, but we're gonna get to Bodega.
I stayed up last night, as you know, after getting up super late after our medical episode. No worries out there for people, but I stayed up and watched effectively all of NXT and SmackDown all over again and AEW. But NXT, rare case, they get show of the week for me. For sure. Definitely best quality. Factoring out Revolution, obviously, just the weekly shows. Primos, 3 of them. And I had just said, I'm going to actually, even though it's not my favorite thing, I'm going to start off with the most unusual thing that I got up here, which is Ren Sinclair beating Fallon Henley for the Speed title.
Yeah.
Because we talked about caring about the Speed title and how much of a story can you have? And even with Elio LaFleur and building up Jasper Troy and Eli Knight, that 3-way, they gave him 8 minutes. I gave that a mid for that, but I was they've actually given story to this.
Okay.
My voice cracked right there. I don't know how that happened.
Hits you in the heart.
Yeah. This actually had story. We've been watching Ren since NQCC. So it's this is her first title. And regardless of how old the title is, it was still real to her. You know what I'm saying? So, and she got it done with a minute and a half left to go too, so plenty of time on the clock. I really appreciated that.
Yeah,
so.
I'm a fan of Ren too. It was like I said, either one of her or Thea Hale winning that finals match to be able to become #1 contender. I was rooting for regardless. But yeah, I'm glad for Ren to actually get this dub. I would put this Primo at a bias, but it's probably a mid for me. But just the fact that Ren won it, I'm shout out to Ren, and she did it in her home state.
Tatum Paxley, I have as the best thing retaining against Izzy Dame for the North American title in the steel cage.
I said this was such a quick match because, I actually watched this because I watched this. I came back home from the movies and this is the match I literally caught the beginning of when they were coming into the ring. Was eating Chipotle, was eating my burrito, and then looked up and the match was over. And I'm damn, that was super quick.
You turned into Tim and you just didn't take a breath. That's what
happened.
Probably. You ate the whole bowl in 13 minutes. But I love the spots in the match. We even got not who was it? I think it was Jericho and Kurt Angle when they were on top of the cage and they were punching each other. That old school spot,
Yeah.
We got that. Tatum gets the upper hand. Sunset flip from the top, power bomb, awesome.
Yeah.
We get a Dame over from the turnbuckle, the kick out, but hey, one of the best finishers out there, Cemetery Drive, gotta love it. So 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Predictable retention. I love
think
the match.
Izzy is outside looking in as far as like most improved. I think it's just more. I wouldn't put her at most improved, but it's just like people that I'm like, man, I've become a real fan of you within the last few months.
All right, because we know they've been putting the ratings up, we'll do this quick game. I'll ask you, what are their ratings?
Izzy and
Tatum.
Ooh, 73.
Tatum is a 76. Izzy's a 77.
That's a little high.
Okay, I got some more. Los Americanos versus Vanity Project. This was effectively like an AEW party match. Just fun from all the guys, and hey, the Vanity Project, they're just perfect.
Knowing that it's Tyler
douches.
Bate and Pete Dunne under those masks, working with those guys, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, like I'm glad that but again, knowing it's like Los Americanos, I'm like, should they be getting the win?
I think they should
over Vanity Project
because their main roster, their ratings are high.
Sure,
for sure. I mean, they just.
Does that mean are they contenders for the NXT tag title?
Sure they can be, and then just shenanigans, whatever.
Sure.
Those are my primos. The next one, predictable mid. JC Jane retaining versus Sol Ruca and Zarya.
Yeah.
What are their ratings?
Sol Ruca is an 84. JC Jane 81. Zarya 79.
You're thinking too much with your heart with Sol Ruca. You got to think of the scale across. Everybody's on the same scale, so it's JC Jane 82.
Okay.
Sol Ruca 77.
Really?
Zarya 75.
It's funny because they gave Sol Ruca NXT Women's Wrestler of the Year and all the awards and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, I guess you guys because what's up with Femi? Even though he just got a main roster, but when those rosters were made, he was on NXT.
I think it's cool to think about the scaling of it because, like I said, JC Jane. You
make a great point.
Yeah, you think about her history on NXT. She's two-time champion,
double champ.
Yeah. Beat Stephanie for it, and has just been getting better. Versus Sol being speed champion in North America, which we know are lower ranking titles. Oba, two-time NXT
champion,
and pretty
North
dominant
American champion. Yeah.
I think he should have just been undefeated the entire time with Asuka, but whatever. I don't know what his rating is, but he got to be at least an 84, 85. The bare minimum.
86, probably.
86, Powerbombing Brock Lesnar.
Modifier. He got a +2 modifier on right now. He's an 86
sure.
with a +2 right now. He's an 88.
Birthright getting the win over Hank and Tank. Like I said, mentioned last week. I love that name, Birthright. They hit that one out of the park. Perfect. And the last thing surprised me. My shake was Keanu Carver interrupting the Booker T Appreciation Night.
Yeah.
And obviously it's wrestling. Me thinking because they gave a whole video package. And I actually sat here and watched it. I'm like, I could have fast forwarded, but I did. And I'm like, man, Booker T obviously was awesome. Back in the day. Give him the whole video package, his whole career and stuff. And
they're in Houston.
Exactly. And then also the format they're actually at Reality Wrestling. His shit or whatever. And even got two of his one of the guys actually in the ring was Edgestone. I've watched a little bit of his Reality of Wrestling, and he's 2-time champion over there. Which is funny because Keanu Carver comes in and act like that ain't shit. You on the fucking they must be in the 60s, rating wise. They must be 71 or some shit. But either way. Keanu Carver getting the run in and just being like, yo, this is my fucking ring, get the fuck out. Just being threatening. And Jasper Troy, I guess, is a face now? Or does the face thing and faves?
I guess
Booker
they're making him a face right now because he got attacked he's defending Booker T. This all started last week where Keanu took out Jasper Troy during that triple threat match. That's how he ended up getting double pinned. And then after he took out Jasper Troy, he was just like, yo, keep my name out your mouth to Booker T. He was all up in his face. And I was like, okay. Then it was announced that NXT's gonna be in Houston and we're having a Booker T appreciation night. And I was like, oh, okay, I see what we're doing. But it seems like they're trying to do a character heel switch.
Yeah. Or maybe it could just be for the cycle, But I mean, I think if you're gonna build with Keanu, then maybe he is turning face. But that's all that I had from The bodega.
I didn't. I would agree with you on some of it. I'd probably put Los Americanos over Vanity Project to
In the mid, yeah.
mid. Yeah, low mid.
But yeah.
Tatum and yeah, I'd probably just keep Ren as the primo, and then everything else probably mid.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, going from NXT to the coffee shop Dynamite, this was glaring to me because, like I said, NXT gets show of the week, and Dynamite was glaringly dry. But then as I was watching it, I was like, "Oh, this is fine," because it's like this is week after you're one of your big fours, so people are like chilling. You know what I'm saying? So I
even though like again like a big four should have like the next episode should be like really
consequential.
Yeah. But I don't have the issue with this. Like you've been great for like 8 weeks. It's like okay, you can take a week off.
Take a break. Yeah,
people are fucking tired. So
yeah, but this was very mid. The best stuff on here.
At least gave it a D plus. I want to let me double check that, but they gave it a really low
grade. This was a very dry show for AEW.
Yeah, D plus.
But you know what? To me, quite often like the wrestling will win out, like the actual in ring. Best thing on the show, Darby getting the win over Gabe Kidd in the coffin match, which I appreciated, and that's my champion of the week. But I'll get
I like the beginning of it. I'll put that as a mid.
Exactly. Speedball getting the win over Mark Davis. Surprisingly to me, I thought for sure we were in for just a pile
I think more surprising is him. I mean, Mark Davis against like Hechicero and Beast Mortos level, where it's like, all right, probably not gonna win this match. I was more surprised that Speedball is calling out MJF for a title shot, and I'm like, okay, good luck, kid. Like, same thing we say where Kalani or JC when she first won the NXT Women's Championship was like, all right, good luck. You got some hell of challengers, and the champion to fight, to get to that throne. But good match, obviously. Yeah, Death Riders over Ace Austin and the Bang Bang Gang.
Fun match for just reminding us that Ace Austin is on the roster.
Okay, and, not familiar with him.
Yeah, he was a signee from TNA.
Okay,
he was part of. I forget. He was a part of a tag team. He had a black guy as his tag team. I can't remember, but either way, Copen Cage versus FTR is announced at Dynasty. We sort of kind of knew that already, but we got the whole promo and stuff to go along with it this time.
I think that might work itself into a triple threat, though.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised, especially with them holding the tag titles against the Bucks, which I'm like, why are you picking somebody else's titles up?
Where's the Hurt business, man?
Yeah, legitimately hurt.
Oh, yeah, true. That's right. Where's Mercedes? I know she's taking a long break.
She's losing belts.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, she's doing her indie run.
Yeah.
That's right. That's what she's doing. So it seems like a break, but she's actually not.
Yeah.
It's crazy. She's still out here grinding on like. I mean, work is work, whether you're losing or not. But it's going to be great to see her when she comes back with nothing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Maybe get a whole different Mercedes. I'm looking for it. Fingers crossed.
Big news though too. Toni Storm got taken out.
Oh yeah.
Left bloody. We have T-shirts out calling like "Who killed Toni Storm?" Obviously, the main culprit that we could probably guess is probably
Marina.
No.
Ronda.
Oh,
okay, yeah.
Maybe it's Marina, but maybe it's both of them honestly together. Yeah. But we'll go with Ronda.
Yeah.
But real life news: Toni Storm is apparently supposed to be out indefinitely with an injury, at least until 2026.
27, you mean?
26.
This is 26.
I guess at the end of 26, basically.
Okay.
So basically going into 27. So she's out for the year.
Damn.
Bare minimum.
World's End, maybe.
Bare minimum, as they said. Like it's not even like one of that. So I don't know what it is. It's undisclosed. Obviously, she's been working her ass off for the last how many years that it wouldn't be surprised that there's just a culmination of multiple injuries and not one specific one, and let her get her time off. But I mean, again, you're in great hands with Tekla. I think Mercedes is coming back probably in the near future for that belt. Obviously, I would imagine her winning that, and getting to that storyline where she loses everything, but she wins the one title that she hasn't been able to.
Exactly.
But
yeah, with Toni Storm being taken out, we got Marina winning this match against Marina Shafir.
Yeah.
And the no holds barred match, which did come at the last second, I guess, due to said injury you were talking about.
This is almost a champion of the week too, but so it's a little bit cruel. But the spot where Marina tried to side suplex Mina through the table on the outside, and mainly Marina,
she
went
landed
to the
mostly
table,
outside,
and then she hit the
mat,
padding, and it was like just a bit outside.
Because
that was a gnarly bump for Mina, and I hope she's doing well and okay, and doesn't have any like serious.
She got her hand behind her head when I watched it.
Okay, so she did. Okay, because it looked like she might have hit like clean head, like Tiffany.
Her back definitely hit clean
when she missed that
what was it, man? Moonsault? Moonsault. Yeah,
from to the outside.
I called that immediately. I was like, oh, she smacked her head hard.
Anything else you want to talk about Dynamite? It's a light show.
Yeah, I mean, because Will Ospreay beat Blake Christian, but nobody thought he was going to win. It's just more call out.
Yeah,
that's Will Ospreay's
Bleacher Report wrote in their paragraph that like Ospreay was noticeably not taking the typical bumps coming off of neck surgery. That when he was taking bumps, like he felt like he felt more in his natural spirit. But again, I don't fault Dynamite having a tamer show. Like you can only run perfect 8+ episodes every week. Like you still have a strong lead, in my opinion, as far as like putting out better, consistent wrestling shows
from week to week.
Out of all the other stores that we go to here. But let's get into the book of wrestling. That's not definitely a post 2000s thing. We have Baps. If you haven't seen, if you're not black cultured, we have Baps with Halle Berry in it, and they try to dress her down, but it's still Halle Berry. So Moody's talking about he wish there's more women these days wearing gold tooth in their mouth, and I'm like, this is not the early 90s,
right,
or 80s and whatnot. We have 3 on the docket for the book of wrestling. The gallery.
Yeah, read the Slammies one for me.
Last Slammies for a while, March 21st, 1997. The Slammies Awards took place at the West End Hotel in Chicago. This is the last Slammies to occur until 2008.
All right, real quick. We don't do this. 1997, because we went back and watched all this stuff. Who is the highest magnitude superstar of 1997?
Sonny.
No. The male. This is all males.
Stone Cold?
No, but nominated. Undertaker.
Oh, Undertaker, okay.
All right. Miss Slammy. So women.
Sonny.
Nominated. Sable.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Milton Bradley match of the year.
Austin Bret Hart, WrestleMania.
Nominated. Sean Brett.
Sean Brett,
WrestleMania.
Okay. I mistimed it. Yeah, that was 96. Okay.
Super Soaker, New Sensation.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Rocky Maivia.
Really?
The PlayStation Best Finishing movie.
I guess Austin was 96. Okay,
Stone Cold was nominated
for
Best Finisher.
Best Finisher. HBK.
Yeah, you got that one right. Okay, Sweet Chin Music. Best Entrance Music.
HBK.
Undertaker.
Okay.
Best Couple. This is fun.
Goldust and Terry Runnels.
Goldust and Marlena.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the same person.
Okay. Yeah.
Her name was Marlena before she turned into Terry Runnels. Yeah.
The Dress to Kill Award. I guess Best Dressed.
Oh wow. 97. Who could wear that? I'm stumped.
Sable.
Okay. Yeah.
Best Tattoos.
Tattoos back then, I guess. Oh man. Is it obscure?
No.
Undertaker.
Yep.
Okay.
Undertaker. Craziest. It's called Loose Screw.
Terry Funk.
Mankind.
Okay.
Best Hair. There we go.
Sable.
Triple H.
Okay, yeah, he was probably still No,
he was Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Yeah,
that's
he
what it
was.
says.
Yeah, he didn't turn into
Alright.
DX yet. Yeah.
Okay. Larry Flint Freedom of Speech Award. I guess this is probably promo, I'm assuming.
I don't know.
Stone Cold.
Okay.
Last one. The Tycho RC Best Bow Tie. Like not wrestler.
Best bow tie, not wrestler.
Yeah, that's
Jim
what it
Ross?
means when I look at it. It says no winner. Actually, it's a trick question. Owen Hart stole the award.
Oh, okay.
So, that's the 1997.
That's
Slammers.
why he has 2 Slammers. Okay, probably.
But the nominations were Clarence Mason, Bob Backlund, Yokozuna.
I was gonna say Bob Backlund.
Yokozuna and Steve Urkel.
Okay. I was gonna say Bob Backlund, but it makes sense because Owen used to run around with like 2 Slammy awards and whatnot. Shout out to Owen, one of my favorites. What you got?
I'm gonna go with more failed WCW booking. March 19th, 1995. WCW presented the infamous installment of uncensored pay-per-view on the Tupelo Coliseum in Tupelo, Mississippi. The opening match of the show was the King of the Road match, in which Blacktop Bully Barry Darsow defeated Dustin Rhodes on the bed of an 18-wheeler truck moving slowly down the highway. During the match, both men bled unauthorized, and as a result, both were fired. In the main event, Hulk Hogan defeated Big Van Vader in a leather strap match. With neither man willing to do the clean job, Ric Flair ended up strapped to Hogan and inexplicably took the match of the finish. Took the finish of the match.
I feel like I watched this match, or at least clips of this match.
The highway?
Yeah, and it's just like, that's fucking stupid.
Yeah, I watched it last night.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is fucking crazy.
It's so dumb and stupid. And like, they had animals. They had, like, didn't they have pigs in there and whatnot?
Yeah, there's pigs in it.
Jesus. Like, I'm glad we're not here at this.
Hey, that's why I titled it. Just more bad booking.
Last one on the Book of Wrestling. March 18th, 2002, the next big thing. The night after WrestleMania 18, WWF Monday Night Raw was in Montreal, Quebec. The show was most famous for the debut of Brock Lesnar interfering in a hardcore match between Maven and Al Snow. Lesnar took both men out before delivering 3 vicious powerbombs to an unfortunate Spike Dudley. Why is Spike Dudley out there?
Yeah.
Who knows? If the match is Maven and Al Snow, why is Spike Dudley there? But this was a hardcore match? Okay, so probably like 24/7 rules or something like that, or
showed up and smack shit.
Yeah, but yeah, Brock Lesnar, and we're talking about him having his retirement last match, possibly at WrestleMania
or SummerSlam.
Well, last Mania match.
Oh yeah, sure.
Because his quote unquote retirement might happen over at SummerSlam, but that is the Book of Wrestling.
Facts.
Let's get into the last show of the week. SmackDown, the boutique. I'm surprised.
Still pretty good.
Yeah, I enjoyed this show. I really liked the Randy promos all along. So I originally wrote this when Randy came out the first time, and he cut his initial promo sitting in the ring, using his lyrics from his song, and kind of just relaying his message. Bleach Report gave it like a C+, and I'm like, I liked it because the fact that, again, it just reiterates that, like, we're getting, like, old Randy.
We ain't seen a Randy promo like that in a while either.
Like, he made me believe that, like,
he's going
Cody fucked
again.
up. Cody, like, honestly, it made me believe that Cody fucked up asking Randy to, like, dig into his dark side. Like, I think, like, Randy's winning this even as a heel.
Yeah.
Like, he's winning this, like, even if he, like, does something sinister or something, whatever it may be, Randy, there's no way Cody's coming out of this as champion.
Yeah.
Even with all of the platinum opal level of resiliency and cover that Cody has, I think Randy is getting 15 at WrestleMania.
He ain't never been punted in the head.
I would say this promo helped out a lot. Further along, his backstage promo with Matt Cardona, call him a mark-ass stooge, and just kind of call him an indie wrestling nerd and beating his ass, and then eventually hugging him
apologizing
out
to get him to come out
in the ring, and then eventually beating his ass again and throwing him through the table and all that stuff. It's like, yeah, Randy's winning 15.
He's activated.
He's winning 15. So I like this more than what the Bleach Report gave. Other thing I also enjoyed, and this is even before, again, the final sequences that we saw at the end, the show, the end. Drew and Jacob brawl throughout the night. Drew apparently I missed this because I was out, but Drew apparently crashed his car into Jacob's car.
Yeah.
Shattering the front windshield mirror. And this is when I saw the mirror out, like on the replay. I was like, yo, this dude dragged Jacob through the front of the car windshield mirror. I was like, I had never really seen anything like that on WWE television. So that's crazy.
Yeah, it was already like it was clearly broken, like pre-broken. It was all one big piece, so he just like moved it. And then pulled him out. It wasn't like, legitimate. Like when you started the show, the crash just happened.
Okay.
So
it was already okay. I thought you saw the car break, and I was like, yo, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's a little different perspective, but still, impressive
really good.
sight to see that, like, somebody getting pulled through like the front mirror glass of a car, and then just continuously to crawl through the night. We saw an MFT promo after they lost the tag team championships, which we have as a mid new tag team champs, Truth and Priest.
Yep.
Mid surprising, just for the surprising factor, but they were talking. Tama was basically telling to Solo that, like, yo, you starting to sound a little like Roman Reigns. What do we get right after that? Jacob and Drew brawling in the backstage. Ends with them going to, like, they're in Raleigh.
Like what I Probably like 15 feet up. Yeah. What to me, like I said, it looked like they're in I work in engineering, so it looks like they're outside of like the emergency generator, like for probably the stadium, as big as that is.
Yeah.
So, or one of them. There's probably multiple, but like that's what it looked like. That they were just in the engineering area, but like it was, like you said, very well done.
Yeah.
With the cinematography of, like, hiding the crash pad, like when we had MJF and Jericho, and people were bitching about it because he fell off the top of the cage.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not real steel. Like, obviously.
This dude's 50 some odd years old. You want him fucking dropping like that.
Right. My favorite mid of the night, though, was Jade recreating the baddies, it looks like.
Yeah, I have this as Shay because I'm super confused. I'm like, what did she say to Michin and B-Fab to get them? Though I do like that they're recreating the baddies because I'm like, there's a double entendre there where it's like Michin and B-Fab are both as an attractive level bad.
Yeah.
But then they're also like, at least especially from Michin's perspective, it's like, yeah, like she is someone that's gonna like go the street fight route and like, hit you with a kendo stick or whatnot. And you're trying to build some of that tenacity with B-Fab that I'm like, I'm not mad at it. I'm just curious to see how this dynamic worked out when y'all been feuding for like the last 3 months.
Think honestly, this was low key like touching Primo for me because I didn't see it coming. Also, I think this is honestly just a straight up swerve, and honestly, where it takes me in my head, it makes me uncomfortable. No, this is really good, and this is where I'm like, I'm kind of solidified on my title matches in Mania because adding a faction to Jade gives her another dynamic that can make her a big bad. You know what I'm saying?
Also, John Cena level.
Well, of course. But if there's a thought of like anything that would help her, because like you said, 1-on-1 right now it's not believable. But if we can build her up as far as being, the head of her own faction, and like we're already fans of, obviously.
But would you say that like Jade with Michin and B-Fab is still less than Rhea and Io?
I mean, sure, but what are the conditions of the match? Is this a singles or is this a tag team?
It's a singles match. Like we have the singles match of Jade and Rhea, but there's gonna be some interference. And Jade has 2 people, and then Rhea has Io.
Does Io have a match? She ain't got no match, right?
No, not at the moment.
Okay, so we get hopefully the Rowan spot, I would say.
But again, is one Io?
One Io is definitely worth Michin and B-Fab for sure.
Okay, that's what I'm asking.
But maybe, neutralizing can cause a distraction. All you need is a distraction. You know what I'm saying? So, but either way, the baddies back in AEW is bad as shit too.
I like the double entendre because they're both bad. But again, like Yeah, she can
their
definitely
heels, yeah.
whip ass. But I had that as Shake just because I was super confused of like, how did this happen? And I'm very curious to see the rationale behind why Michin and BFAB decided to link up with Jade after feuding with her.
Maybe we see afterwards, but like it just made me think. I'm like, Roman's definitely winning the title. Randy's definitely winning the title. And as I said before, we didn't have Tiffany retaining, but with her, when Charlotte put her over,
initially I didn't, but then eventually I
yeah. But yeah, like you said, immediately we were like, oh, absolutely not. She doesn't have a chance. But after seeing that with Tiffany, Charlotte put Tiffany over. It's like, hey, I mean, you add a faction to Jade. It's like that makes sense then. You know, the calculus makes sense. So that made it all the more intriguing for me.
Yeah,
like, this was the most developmental, consequential thing that happened, you know, towards Manias on this show.
One thing I also want to call with Truth Freaks, getting over the MFT, there was interference. We had from Uncle Howdy. This show of SmackDown was held in Raleigh. No, it's Raleigh. Our Truth is from Charlotte. So we were just doing a whole bunch of North Carolina geography a couple hours ago. Hometown win for R-Truth, all in all, to say. R-Truth is losing this title at WrestleMania probably, and this is his last Ruha.
Sure.
Would you assume?
I mean,
because apparently he only signed a 1 year. He signed like a 1 year extension, and we're coming up on that 1 year.
Yeah.
But we don't know. You know.
I mean, definitely his last Mania.
We don't know, but at least he's like giving him a better send off than like the impromptu that we got last year with him losing the season.
But that's unreal, though. Isn't that all made up? That's what they say. So
that's what they say. MCMG getting the win over Fraxium in a tag team match is one of my mids.
I didn't even see this.
This was, again, just the talent in the match makes it a mid itself, and then I think what also makes it bring some intrigue and why I have it over as in the middle of my mids is Candice LeRae ended up punching one of Fraxium and helping MCMG win. And I want to say Alex Shelley was kind of surprised that Candice LeRae did that. Yeah, maybe it was Kip Saban, but I forget which one of the MCMG. But one of the members of MCMG was caught off guard that Candice LeRae ended up helping. So I'm curious to see what's Candice LeRae's
motivation,
motivation in this. So mid stable.
Yeah, my other mid that I had was Carmelo retaining against Ilya.
Yeah, I again that's probably mid by default, but I'm also like I didn't really I had this match too many times.
I think it's a little overcooked.
Yeah,
but also because of their rivalry, I feel like I was thinking about putting it in Primo, but once again, like their chemistry isn't made because they work so much together. But then
by default, it's mid, and so you have a lot.
The more dominating factor is, like you said, is like I've seen this a lot recently. So mid, and then quickly my shakes, the Irresistible Forces retaining against the Bella Twins, and
because again, like interference last week, you knew it's gonna be interference this week. Like sure,
we're not friends interfered that time, and then Alistair.
My mid, your shake. Alistair getting the win over Sammy. Mostly, I have this a mid because Sammy loses his cool against Trick, and I think it's more of indicative of Sammy character development that I'm really intrigued by. Not necessarily Trick. Obviously, this is going to help Trick, and I think Trick probably gets the win over Sammy, and we see a long-term character development of Sammy kind of.
He turns heel, and then he realizes this is the wrong way, and wins the title.
An understandable heel, but
he's frustrated. Yes. He won't be like Drew frustrated.
Yeah.
But that's all that I had from the boutique.
And that is the official week of wrestling. We have no pop-up shows.
Thank
goodness. We can
finally
finally head into, for at least 3 or 4 more weeks, straight into our Champions of the Week. I only have one. Mine goes to SmackDown. Even though I did call out my other one where I was talking about the major leagues, just a bit outside for Mina Shirakawa and Marina Shafir table spot. But my official one is the Dave Chappelle, and I feel like this is I've given this to somebody before. How many squirrels must die for you to look fly? To Jade Cargill and her neck roll that she had on. I'm just gonna call it a neck roll. I don't know what to call it.
That should look good.
It looked good. It looked super fucking comfortable. I would have loved to have that on an airplane.
That's exactly what it was. Yeah, like the
Because
airplane.
like it went
giant
so
neck pillow.
long and everything. It, like I was just like, but I'm like, yo, that is so much.
Yeah,
Like that is overly big. But again, it fits with the ego. I just like, yo, that's so much fur.
Yeah, no,
so much fur, but really enjoyed it, and it looked comfortable as hell.
Yeah, she comes out with that shit on. Me, this is my half title. I had a pending title. I couldn't come up with a name, but it was for Kit Wilson with his segment. I'm just glad that they got him over, you know, and in a segment, because I don't know what Jelly Roll's rating is, but it's got to be in like the 70s. You know what I'm saying? Kit Wilson's above Jelly Roll. He's actually a main roster wrestler. You know
yeah, but I feel like, you know, celebrity, they're gonna like.
He's like a 73.
Like, I say they're gonna put.
He's at least a
70, 82.
No way. Kit Wilson's at least a 77. But anyway, that wasn't even a real one. But I just want to know.
Yeah,
he got over.
Shout out. This is what the champions are for.
Yeah, but my real one, and new to the 5 or 6 time, I can't remember. No, nigga, don't do that. That's 5 to 10. Also from Dave Chappelle to Darby Allin for the beginning of the coffin match.
No, he's retaining that. I feel like, or unless somebody took it from him for like a couple of weeks, like
that's what I
feel like he is.
This is his title.
He's like a 24/7 champ for this.
Yeah, facts. Like that man would be trying to kill people every single time. That was his absolutely bare minimum vehicular manslaughter.
Oh yeah, when he flipped the car, I'm like, yo,
car to try to kill
and
somebody.
that was like no cut in that. That was like a one shot. Like you saw him go in there, rev the car, and like do that. I was like, oh, he actually like drew that car.
Yeah,
that's crazy. But
crazy spot. But I'm down for the cinematics too. Like in low key, like Jacob and Drew even low key gave me Boiler Room a little bit. Like they was fighting backstage and everything.
You was asking for that a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, Boiler Room, Jacob Drew match, that'd be fun.
No, absolutely, you're kidding. They're gonna beat the shit out of each other.
That's definitely you got to do that on SmackDown. You're not doing that at a PL pop-up show.
Yeah.
But that's it for this week, episode 89, hour and a half. We try to keep it to an hour because it's super late, but hey, this is one of the reasonable times that we did. Moody, take us home.
All right. Join us next week on an episode 90 when we got a lot more defensive linemen to get to now. That's what it'll be.
Some basketball players.
A few.
Yeah.
But join us next week, preferably on Saturday, on the Wrestling Re-Up. Follow us here. Peace, y'all.